Rugby League is back.
Drum roll, please.
You're a true Warriors fan.
I have no recollection of that hot take.
We don't all have to agree.
It's good to be back.
It's just a really boring team.
Oh, pardon me.
Start winning some games.
I think there'll be a lot of changes to the team.
I've got them making the 8 for mine.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Advantage Line TV's Rugby League Betting Podcast. My name is Carl Tiley, in studio with the great man, Paul Moate. Paul, an extended week of Rugby League.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, I feel pumped after that. Just State of Origin once again. Great start for the Maroons. I'm sure Blake will give us a good rundown of just how that game went. The Wars. I know we're going to be talking about this a wee bit later. Just sensational weekend of footy.
Absolutely, and he's said it already. We've got another great man, Blake Ashford, joining us. Ash, how was the week watching footy, mate?
A roller coaster. I know we're going to get through all the games this week, and my emotions were high. I got into about 5 or 6 arguments. Then one week on the weekend, the Warriors, I was supporting, I was cheering. So look, we'll get to it. But yeah, definitely a roller coaster on the weekend.
Speaking of emotions and arguments, Nick Tedeschi, how's it going?
Well, I'm struggling today, Carl. I'll tell you why. I'm like a junkie trying to get off the gear after 6 straight days of rugby league. Not having anything to look forward to tonight. It's a lot of scratching, a lot of itching. Just really keen to get another game going because what a run it's been. Origin, Women's Origin. 5 days of 4 days of NRL, 6 on the trot. What a feast of rugby league!
Who knew there was a game on Monday? What?
I was going to say, and if this is the last ever Advantage Line after that, then thanks. It's been a ride. I'm going to kickstart just before we got into the studio. I had this come across my desk.
Oh,
a lucky punter.
mm-hmm.
Wow, lucky, smart,
Clever.
5-leg boosted option multi. Took all the boosted options across 5 different games. The last one, Bulldogs to win by 1 to 12.
375, yes.
Was
Juicy odds.
$320. $10 into 26,000.
Yep.
Wow,
they were big, weren't they? There was Adam Fanua Blake, I believe. Oh, that was Surly's one. There was Chance and DWZ to score was boosted. There was Latrell and Dave Fafita.
That's it. So we've got Jerome Hughes anytime.
Yep, got that.
DWZ into Chance.
Yep.
To'o anytime into the Panthers 1 to 12.
Yep.
Bulldogs 1 to 12. And Latrell Mitchell, David Fafita, both anytime.
It sounds like Blake's the one who took this bet. He knows all of the leagues.
I did have singles. I had 4 of the 5. The 5th one I did not have, so maybe I should have multied.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the one he didn't have because they were playing his lovely Eels.
All right, we're on a tight timeline today, so we're probably going to go over. But let's kick it off with divided opinion. The question to you fellas today: was it a send-off? Chanel Harris-Tavita and no, I'm kidding. Origin, Teddy, was it a send-off?
It's the most obvious send-off of all time. Anyone making a claim that you can argue that it wasn't. If you want to argue it was not a send-off because he was falling, whatever, fine. But anyone who says it shouldn't have been a send-off because it was Origin, because it was a bigger stage and it impacted the event, is absolutely off their heads. For mine, one, he shouldn't have been in the game because he's going to play rugby union, so he should have been barred anyway. But seeing as he was playing, he did something stupid like you'd expect from a union player, and he hit a guy in the head. He has a duty of care, and Reece Walsh falling doesn't matter. He launched himself off the ground like a missile, put himself in a dangerous position, made direct contact with the head. I thought it was the easiest decision of all time. I really say anything positive about a referee, but Ashley Klein didn't get overshadowed by the moment. He did the right thing and sent him off.
Wow. Blake, yours please. I believe I've got some receipts where you said the game's turning soft.
Yeah, look, that was, like I said, if this was last Thursday, you probably would have got a divided opinion. But as of my emotions have now separated from the game, and I've taken a longer look at it. Look, it definitely was a send-off. And look, you could say, I know you're saying it doesn't ruin, it does ruin the spectacle, but the rules are the rules.
Yeah.
Like it ruined the game, but the rules are the rules. It was a send-off every day of the week. And you mentioned rugby union. If he does that in rugby union, he'll possibly get life in prison. So look, there's, it was definitely a send-off. I just hope, send-off 4 weeks. Sweet.
Send-off, Paul?
Oh, yeah, big time. 100%. No other call. However, and Teddy he may not want to hear this, if we look at rugby union, they've made an adjustment to the send-off where if it's a send-offable offence, you send the player off, he's off for 20 minutes. Then you can replace him. He can't come back on. He's gone from the game. But after 20 minutes, you can replace him. And then you also activate the 18th man on the other team as well. So you still get a bit of a punishment, but the game as a whole retains some sort of form once they have 13 back on 13.
Unlike rugby union, to make something very simple extraordinarily complicated and unwatchable.
The only problem with that is Queensland would lose Reece Walsh. And New South Wales would lose Sorley, but Kaufusi doesn't really replace Reece Walsh. I reckon that's okay. If Reece Walsh was to stay on and you'd had an 18th man come on after 20, yep, I'm all good with that. But yeah, I can't see how that will work if you lose Reece Walsh and get Kaufusi and then we get to activate Burton. Might be
How did Reece Walsh pass his HIA? I know he got ruled out on field, but wow.
I'm happy to take the position that rugby union hasn't had a good idea since picking the ball up and starting to run it. And rugby league's better than so I think we'll just leave it at that, Paul. I think we're quite happy with when you've been sent off, you've been sent off.
Yeah, let's move on.
This is good. Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's have a look at some betting from last week. Paul, I will throw to you. Blake looks disgusting himself.
Okay, Blake. Here we go. You had a $60 multi, Storm to win into the Eels -3.5. No good. You had Tigers to win just as a single, $20 on. No good. And then you had 2 doubles into a multi. So South to win, Johnston to score, Waz to win, DWZ to score. Now that's a moral victory for you, Blake. South scored 8 tries. Alex Johnston did not score one of them. So for mine, you get a moral victory. You get no cash for it.
Yeah. Thanks,
it's a moral victory.
It was like they were trying to not pass in the ball. I don't recall him touching the ball, AJ.
Right.
It's almost like he's the Caitlin Clark of the NRL. Nobody likes him.
Yeah, I just can't catch a break. I just feel for you lads because once I get one, I'm probably going to get 15. So I just need one.
Yeah. Maybe, Blake, just throw all the boosted odds options out this weekend. Just before they're out, just throw them out there. I'll take one in each game. Surly, he spent 200 last week and he gave 200 away. Not one single win. He had the Broncos, Storm, Waz all head-to-head. Waz 1-12. Katoa and Fafita both to score a try, and Holmes to have a try in the first half of State of Origin. No good. Carl, $40 on the Bunnies into the Broncos into the Storm. Broncos let you down. You had Bunnies 13 and over at 475, 25 on. That was a nice little collect.
Yes.
And then you had Bunnies plus 8.5, Waz plus 9.5, Storm minus 5.5.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos minus 2.5.
Far out.
Yeah. What did you say? Whoa. What was that?
Far out.
Okay. All right. Now, you made a little profit, though, and you are 930 up for the season.
Wow.
Teddy, the Hammer, 2 score a try, $40 on, State of Origin. Easy peasy.
Easy.
That was at 275. You also had the Bunnies into the Bulldogs, 30 on at 451. And then you had overs in the Storm game, lovely, into overs in the Broncos game, unfortunately, no. So you still made a profit, and you are up 237.80 for the season. I was very unlucky. This is the true story. I had the try bingo Sunday, numbers 1 to 7. The only number that missed out was number 1. David Armstrong was number 1 for the Knights. He was a late replacement for Fletcher Sharp, who scored in his place wearing number 23, I think it was. So that's a moral victory for me. Yeah.
Also, no cash.
No cash. But yeah, myself and Blake, a couple of moral victories there for us. I had the Dogs into the Waz, into the Tigers plus 7.5 at halftime. I was thinking, we're looking all right here. And then I had a same game multi in State of Origin, and it was terrible. No good. So minus 100 for me as well. That's it.
How fun is bingo, man? I was screaming so loud at the TV last night. Junior Paulo was through the line about 6 times, and they didn't give him the ball.
He was the only that was the only number you needed for the 1 to 13.
Well aware of that.
Yeah.
He was never scoring on the Dogs. You know, Sam Hughes is who needed to be cheering there, Carl.
Well, I thought Hughes was more likely. He seemed more likely, but the Dogs did everything possible to throw that game away at points.
It was the Sunday that killed us, Carl. It was the Sunday when James Harris must have been within a centimetre of the try line about 12 times.
Yeah. Quick recap of tipping. Teddy and myself 6 out of 7. Paul and Blake 5 out of 7 last week. For some reason, the overall leaderboard, it's like Paul's gone in and washed everyone out. We're all sitting at 0 on my computer.
I dropped back to 41st when I got into the top 20 in the first start of the week. So,
I'm up to 22nd.
I'm 28th.
Nice.
So, good stuff. Right. What's next? Oh, the games. We should probably talk a little bit about the games. Origin 1. Queensland get the job done. Obviously, there was the send-off.
Hold on. Back to the tipping. Congratulations to Shark 8025. He's currently top of the tipping comp with 88 points.
That was your player number of the Sharks, wasn't it, Blake?
8025.
Can't forget those years.
Well, hold on a minute. Nicolicious. Is this Tedeschi?
Hey.
Nicolicious is in second place with 86 points. And Recurver in third at the moment, 84.5. So, yep, there's still plenty rounds to go. Plenty of opportunities for you to jump up the leaderboard.
Origin 1. Where do we start? Let's start with New South Wales. Teddy, where to for Madge heading into game 2?
The question shouldn't be where to for Madge. The question should be when is Madge being shown the door and where to for the next coach. That was utterly it's very easy to pass judgment once something's happened, but it was being talked about, particularly by me ad nauseum about not having a back on the bench, picking a union bloke who didn't really care, picking about 57 hard-working tackling locks. It was all utter stupidity. And guess what? It all came to fruition. None of the Swalehi send-off take away from the fact that the selection really cost. I thought New South Wales tried their absolute guts out. I don't think the players on the field should be shamed at all, because I don't think anything wrong. I think where they lost it was the coaching. You cannot not have a back on the bench in modern football. Saying that, he went all along saying we had a plan. We're going to play Hudson Young in the back. They lose the back, and did he bring Hudson Young on straight away? No, he doesn't play Hudson. Did he switch Stephen Crichton sides straight away? No. What he does is he goes and plays Angus Crichton at centre, plays Liam Martin for a period at centre, who got completely outpaced down that side, and the game went away then. His slowness in coaching was up there with playing Damien Cook at centre from Brad Fittler. That's how bad the rotation was. To then force Reece Robson to play 80 minutes as a hard-working, when you need tries, as a hard-working tackling machine to have no creativity there. Seemed to forget that Cameron McInnes was on the bench. Didn't take him off till way too late. To play why you're naming Jake Trbojevic as your captain and then playing for 25 minutes is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. What is the point of naming him captain? I just did not understand that. So where to? Burton's got to be in the team. I think they've got to, I think Maguire should be on his hands and knees, being Latrell Mitchell, a commonplace centre. I mean, Burton should be 5'8". I don't think Luai did anything wrong, but I think you either go Luai at 7 or Moses at 7. Hines really didn't step up. Man, I don't think Hines is a great player. No knocking him, but he's struggled in that one. He's struggled in big games. I think with everything on the line, you've probably got to go with either Moses or Luai, and that's what. Again, people didn't do anything wrong. I don't think Jack Trbojevic did anything wrong. I don't think Cameron McInnes did anything wrong. But there's absolutely no point in playing them all. Like, pick one, and but one is probably Isaiah Yeo, and move the rest on and start playing some dynamic players like Stefano. I know he's playing on a very struggling team, but he should absolutely be on the side. Players like Tom Hazel will be there, and I know Happy Coruscant does not offer the defensive resilience that Reece Robson does. But when you need points, you need someone who can create them. And how Appy's not on the side is beyond me. So Appy has to be there.
Blake, I saw a few head shakes, a few nods, a few yeses, a few nos. You and Teddy, I won't say you got too heated last time you came to. You definitely disagreed. You were more in the camp of Madge is right and New South Wales are going to win. How do you feel now?
Well, looking back at the game, I think New South Wales created 3 or 4 overlaps and try-scoring opportunities when they had 12 players. And if you look back at it, Tedesco's last pass went behind the centre about 2 or 3 times. So I had actually hope after the game, that 20-minute period where they showed a bit of grit, but they just didn't have the polish to finish it off. I thought the debutants, I'll put my hand up. I said Spencer Leniu, I didn't think, had played too many big minutes. He was outstanding.
He was huge.
Wasn't he great? Wasn't he wonderful? I'm with you. I didn't think he should have been picked at all.
Yeah.
He was great.
But we're thinking about this. I think he only played 28 minutes, but it feels like he played a lot longer. His impact was so good. Lomax was huge. I think they had opportunities. Look, the thing with me with Hines is I was against it at the start, but now the more I sit back and look at it, the blokes played 15 minutes Origin at centre, and then he played 7 minutes as a half and 72 minutes in a 12-man team. Have we seen essentially what he can do? I don't know. That's probably an answer where Madge will change. I would leave him. I thought Luai was exceptional. I think you need a bit of spark. Burton's playing outstanding, and I can understand that. I would even put Burton on the bench instead of Hudson Young for this next game. But I would definitely have Latrell Mitchell in. I stated that I would love to see Latrell Mitchell in. And why they didn't put Crichton and Lomax together to start the game instead of 2 inexperienced debutants is probably the downfall where I think they went wrong. But look, it was great fight. But look, Queensland, once again, once they smelled blood in the water, they went after it that first 20. They went to the left. The hammer was exceptional. And then even with Walsh out, I thought they just defended enough and didn't like that. I'll tell you the changing point, the 40-20. Hines almost gets it. Coates knocks it back in. If that's a 40-20, New South Wales possibly could score 4-point game. The next set, DCE kicks a 40-20. Queensland score. Like that's a huge moment in the game. And once again, Queensland were too good in the back end.
Paul Hines, is he stay or go? Because Mitch Moses, while on a losing effort last night, put in a pretty good performance.
Oh, I think Madge is going to drop Hines for game 2. It doesn't really bother me. New South Wales are cooked. Look, they're going to have to make a few changes, and I agree. Mitchell should have been there from the start, there's an obvious opening there for him now. So it should be fairly easy for Madge to now select Mitchell and throw him in the centres in place of Suaalii. But I was listening to a podcast the other day.
Our one?
No.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's called The And
sure it's not our one?
No, I think they'd probably have a different name for us. It's called The Imperfects, and Billy Slater was on it. And they were talking to him about his philosophy and I understand now how Queensland come together so easily for these for the State of Origin series, just through his coaching style. He's not an old school type, hard nosed, and I think that's how he gets the best out of that Queensland team, regardless of who lines up in that Queensland team. I think he gets the best out of them just around his coaching philosophy. So yeah, if you want to just hear what Billy Slater said, The Imperfects, I really enjoyed it, and they've had other Australian athletes on there as well. I think Kate Campbell, or was it Bronte? Was on there, the Australian swimmer, who was that was another very, very good one. But yeah, I just thought, listening to Billy talk, it's very easy to understand how he gets that Queensland team humming.
Even before the game, hearing them speak, seeing how they pick the team, the work that goes into it, the preparation that goes into it, there's absolutely no doubt going into that game that you would rather have had Billy Slater as your coach than Michael Maguire. Just based on like scenario planning, like how he eloquently put how Selwyn Cobber would be used, how they'd put him there in case there was an injury, but they had a plan for him to be used to the middle to the whole. Michael Maguire going, "Oh, we've got a plan if the back gets hurt," and then guess what? The back got sent off. He had no plan. So all this kind of working through it, like Billy Slater really does a tremendous job, and yeah, not really breaking news that he'd be the first coach picked if he was available for an NRL club. But yeah, I love that he's so dogmatic in that on Queensland first, second, and third. And he just goes about it so meticulously, watches so much video, they're so well prepared that you just know that whatever Queensland team goes on the field, they're probably going to get the most out of themselves.
You could see it too. As soon as Walsh went off, Ham went to fullback, Billy bolts from the coach's box down to the ground, has a word, gets back up. Like, yeah. Also, didn't see Madge running around on the field. He should have been carrying the water.
There was a guy who was part of the Queensland setup, and he was sort of like, I don't know, not a mental skills coach, but something along those lines. And this game was in Brisbane, and it was a training day. And Billy said to the team, "We're going to walk to the stadium. We're going to walk to Suncorp for training." And the schools guy sort of looked at he was new to rugby league. He looked at the map and went, "Crikey, that's a half-hour walk." He was thinking it was 2 minutes away. And he goes, "Well, gee, we could get a bus, get there in 5 minutes. Why are we walking?" So they started walking, and everyone they passed went, "Oh, hey, all the best guys." Yeah, go, and of course they go down Caxton Street to get to Suncorp, and they just the whole way there, just anyone who drove past or was walking past them would just go. And for the guys who it was their first sort of experience at Origin, just lifted them all up. And he just said, just another master move by Billy to just get the squad come together and understand the support that they've got behind them.
And that's sorry, just before you go, let's talk about walking. One thing New South Wales do need to change is stop walking a marathon before you go to kickoff, because that's outrageous, that tunnel walk. Goes for about 20 kilometres.
All right, another big team, big win that we will look at here. The Warriors absolutely gave it to the Cowboys. Big names were back. Chance scored a double. Dallin was there. Rocco scored a few. Adam Fanua-Blake. Tabata Martin was huge again. Blake, I'll throw to you first. What was the most pleasing thing you saw out of the Warriors?
Defense. Their defense was so good, and there was 2 lapses in the game where the Cowboys scored 2 tries. Now you can see the Cowboys can put on 20 points in 20 minutes, and look, the luxury here that he has now is you're almost fully fit. Well, your forwards are. Jackson Ford, I think, is a smart move. It's sort of like the Sean Lane type. You put him in the middle, he doesn't have to think too much. He gets through a lot of work, and he was exceptional. And what you've seen from the bench, there was no drop off because you had Capewell and Jazz and Tohu there. They just came straight into the mix, and there was no drop off that we've seen in, to start the year after that 20-30 minute mark. And they were just ruthless throughout the whole game, and I just loved it.
That bench was exceptional.
This is what we've been waiting for all season, to get that engine room set up so that there's no fall off when Adam Whenua-Blake takes a rest. And that's what we saw. As Blake said, defensively, we saw no drop off.
And just a nod to the rookies from the 2 weeks, the 2 upsets. I think they showed those stars how simple the game is. You don't have to do all these flashy plays or anything. You just work hard and work for each other. And then when these players have come back in, it's sort of like they've taken on that and been shown how to do it. So it's good.
Teddy, what do you think about the Wires' performance outside looking in?
I thought it was outstanding. I thought kind of getting the engine room back and all those big names. I thought they were a great bet heading to last week. Blake obviously had a point to prove after kind of some of the press he'd been getting. Love the move Jackson Ford into prop. It really takes away a lot of the negatives of Jackson Ford's game and kind of lets him do what he does really well. Well, you know what? You're less likely to get done for an obstruction in the middle of the field than you're on an edge.
Except he got done for an obstruction in the middle of the
field. It's still there. But it's going to be fascinating when Sean Johnson gets back, because this team is starting to hum now. And you know what? They're using the entire width of the field now, which is something else. But just a couple of points. That try save that led to the try from Valentini Zalesniak was one of the great tries that you'll see this season. That was, I cannot believe he left from the field of play. It looked like where he was, he had to have been out. Incredible stuff. And something we don't talk about a lot here, I think he is really added just to run up. Like his ability to get in there, set the tone, quick play the ball speed, tackle his heart out. Absolutely love him. So they're in a good spot here. We haven't talked about the Cowboys at all on the back end of this, but while it was an impressive win from the Wires, the Cowboys are utter disgrace at the moment. For a team with that many stars, we play that bad up. Payton's done. Like, you can take as read that Todd Payton will not be coaching his team in 2025. They will look to Josh Hannay and a few coaches later, I imagine. But absolutely abhorrent stuff like that. How he could not get this team to lift. This is a team with they had 6 Origin players the other day. 6 Origin players, and I know a few of them didn't back up for this one. How they're using Tormalola, how they're tackling on the edges, the errors and just stupid plays. Leave me out of what they're doing at the Cowboys. So they're a team destined to miss out from
them. Don't worry about Johnson. Johnson comes straight back in.
Harris Tavita to the bench.
Well, Teddy said you got to have a back on the bench. So I think Harris Tavita becomes number 14.
We should say, sorry, we're recording this on Tuesday, so teams aren't out yet.
Yes,
they come out tonight.
Yeah,
but Johnson, he comes back this week.
He slots straight back in. I guess the problem, and it's a good problem for Webby to have, is when Metcalf is fit again. Then what happens? Does Tamari Martin stay in the halves? Does Metcalf come back in for him?
If Tamari Martin continues playing even close to the way he's been playing the last few weeks, when SJ comes back, you cannot get rid of him.
That's the thing. When SJ was there and Tamari Martin was playing with him, he was sort of overshadowed, and I just hope that he continues this, because he was taking on more responsibility with SJ injured. If he continues in that vein of form, I agree with you. There's your 6 and 7 for the season. But if he goes back into his shell a bit, then, well, you got a decision to make.
I think I said it last week, the week before. Like, you think back to the start of last season, it was SJ and Tomato Martin, and they gelled really well. And it was when Tomato broke his leg, he went out, he came back, and he was a bit standoffish start of the year. So I hope that, now that he's had the control of that team and been able to kind of do what he wants, that he should still have that confidence when SJ comes back.
Also, I think big decision. I know Roger will go straight back in, but Adam Pompey's been outstanding, I think, and his kicking's been good. His goal kicking, his just defensive work, but I think Roger will go straight back in this week too. So I think they get Roger and Sean back this week.
Yeah, as much as I've given it to Pompey over the last couple of years, he has been playing pretty well, and as you say, his goal kicking is he's only missed 12 in his career. Not bad. Not bad. Look, we're already time pressed.
Are we?
But any other bunnies are back. Everyone agree?
Not fully, but yeah, they're a much better team with Walker and White in the house.
Top 8
How good is Whiten getting early ball and just deciding if he wants to run or pass? So good.
Yeah, he's a long way from his best at the moment, Whiten, but I think kind of slotting in there, playing with Walker. I love the ownership that Trell took of the team last week as well, getting their first receiver, doing the kicking, leading the chasing. Didn't drop in his run meters, but he put a lot of effort in last week. A real leadership effort.
I would have loved to seen as well who decided which side they play, because Walker's always, as far as I can remember, has always been a left. Whiten's played obviously both, but Whiten took up the left side. So it would have been an interesting chat to have to see who made that decision. Yeah,
absolutely. I'd like to see him play a bit more kind of first, second receiver and play both sides of the field, which would be ideal. But yeah, I was surprised to see Jack didn't start on the right. That's for sure.
Just how about Fafita versus Walker? That little period there where Fafita ran over top of him about 4 or 5 times and just absolutely gave it to him every single time.
How good is that for rugby league though? Like there was no animosity in it. Like it was anger. It was on the field. I want to get the best of you. Fafita runs over the top of him. Walker gets up laughing. Fafita goes over the top. He's mouthing off at Walker. Fafita drops it. Walker's mouthing off at him. After the game, Walker said, I went to the referee and asked for Fafita to be simmered. He goes, I don't care what for, just get him off the field. Just stuff like that. That is the stuff that is as charming about rugby league as it is. I thought it was the best period of the weekend.
I enjoyed when Fafita scored the try, and he's in the act of scoring, turning around, trying to spray him on the way down, and it's straight off the kickoff, they kick it to Fafita. And he starts running one way, and he's like, "No, Cody's where is he?" Starts going straight towards the sideline.
Yeah, maybe if Walker had told the referee that Fafita had dropped the ball on his head, he would have got in the sin bin.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
embarrassing.
We don't need to give that any air.
So we'll just don't need to give that any airtime. Aiden says he didn't go to the sin bin for a 4-week hip drop, but Chanel Harris to be and Chad Townsend went to the sin bin for something Chad didn't even realise had happened.
And I watched it back this morning. He said to Chad, I don't need you coming in and stirring the pot. He was already in the pot. He didn't come in anyway. He tried to leave.
I think it's not the first game again this year. It'll be one too many.
Just quickly, Paul, I know you're a big fan of this. 2 first-half hat-tricks and 4 tries in a losing game. Penrith versus Manly.
Amazing stats. Just ridiculous. 2 first-half hat-tricks.
Talal's one was a genuine hat-trick too. Bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
It just a fascinating game. And when you score 4 tries all by yourself and you're on the losing team, wow. Just crazy stuff.
All right. Quick, would you rather, fellas? I'll go to you first, Blake. Would you rather $1 million cash in the hand or back yourself to hit 10 shots at goal from 30 metres right out in front of the sticks for $5 million?
Nah, I'm going the mill, mate. I'm going the mill. I can't kick. I've got bad, like when like me right now, I've got bad knees, bad hips, bad back. I wouldn't be able to kick it from 20 in front, let alone 30.
What about prime Ash?
I would attempt the 5. Feeling good. 23-year-old Ash, I'd attempt the 5 mil.
But 33-year-old Ash, no good.
No good at all. 33, geez, you're generous. Almost 40.
Yeah, I just took a stab. It just rolled off the tongue. Teddy?
We don't need to worry about current 10 or prime 10. They're very similar to each other. I'm taking the mill. I'm a better chance of finding a $5 shot to put the mill on to make it $5 million. None of keeping 10 on the truck in front.
We still want to find out who the slowest man in rugby league is.
Prime 10 or current 10? And where does Tom Eisenhuth fit into that?
There's a cigarette paper's difference between prime 10 and current 10.
Paul?
What were the numbers again?
$1 million in the hand.
Yep.
Or $5 million for 10 in a row.
10 in a row. And where are you kicking from?
30 out in front.
Oh,
Chip shots.
I'll do it now. Let's go down to the field right now. I'll kick 10 in a row from 30 out in front. Easy.
I'm coming with you.
This is content. This is content. Can we see this? Can you go film that?
Should we do this?
Look,
who's your money on, fellas? You reckon we can both do it?
I'll lay Paul. I'll lay Paul for my eyes, please.
Yeah, sorry, Paulie. I'm going to have to go Carl.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's the over-under?
You weren't at the ACC v TAB football skills challenge?
I was. Different ball. Different
all
ball,
right.
that's all.
I hear you.
Do you reckon we make the 10?
Between you?
No.
Wow.
I reckon you're a shout, Tyler. Old 10. You love the kicking tee. Not too bad off it. I'd give you, you'd get close.
What's the over-under?
I'd back you 9 or above, that's for sure, Carl. I'd have a sneak.
It was
I'd have
my line.
5 or under on Paul.
Is that the favourite? 5 or under?
Just a bit of value there, Paul.
I'm going
We're
to
going to go do this.
I'm going to enjoy this. I will enjoy this.
To our producer, let's set this up.
I've got to stretch the hammy in the calf first, but yeah, I'm good to go.
I just want to note to the producer, no editing, please. I want to see the raw video footage.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Grid, NRL Grid for yesterday, Monday the 10th of June. If you're listening to the pod, pause now, go to the Grid, come back. I thought this was quite an easy one.
Yep.
Oh,
So I'm thinking my reasonable score is probably not that reasonable.
No.
All right, across the top. Played for 3+ clubs, 50+ career tries, played 150+ games. Down the left, played for the Broncos, played for Manly, played for the Chooks. Teddy, give us your top row.
3+ clubs, Broncos, Chris Walker, 0.77. First
One of his
Brain,
faves.
50+ career tries, Broncos, Dale Copley, 2.19. And played 150 games, Broncos, Stu Kelly, 0.59, Unicorn.
Oh,
wow. Bloody hell.
I really thought I fired on this, and yeah, okay. Brent Tate, 1.41. 50 tries, Carmichael Hunt, Brain, 1.98. Played 150 games, Brain, Sean Berrigan, 1.14.
Oh, great.
You want to go?
Yeah. Marty Tapau, 2.22. Always try and find a rugby union link. Lottie Takiri, 2.21 Brain. One of my favourite NRL players of all time, Kevin Campion, 0.64 Wizard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
I'll give you, I don't know what I'll give you. I'll give you $10 if you can guess who my first player is, Ted.
Chris Walker. No, Tariq Sims.
No, my other favourite. WWE
Yeah, I
star.
think
Daniel
we
Leno. 0.8. Got a Wizard for the next one. 50+ tries. Broncos. Wendell Sailor, 1.41.
How is he 1.4? This is ridiculous.
You got to go back to the archives.
There
Remember?
needs to be an investigation.
And 150+ games. Broncos. Cody Nikorima, 1.7. Middle row, Ted.
3+ clubs, Manly, Ben Walker, 0.65. 50+ career tries, Manly, Michael Robertson, 2.68. And 150 games, Manly, Brain, 1.35, Glenn Hall.
Oh,
Right.
Glenn Hall.
Yeah, I didn't do too well.
Yeah.
Like,
I had the same as Ted. Ben Walker, 0.65. I had the next one, a Brain. David Williams, the Wolfman, 2.03. And the last one, 150 games, Jason King, 1.62.
Okay, I have to come out here. I made a mistake.
sorry.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake with this one. I was actually looking for Phil Blake, and I didn't have my glasses on. I thought I clicked on him, and I actually clicked on Phil Bailey, who was 0.69. So, and I believe that Phil Blake probably wouldn't have filled it because most of his games were pre-1998. So
I think
I
all
got
of
out
his
of jail
games were pre-1998, Paul.
Michael Robertson, 2.66, and Jamie Lyon, 2.42.
I've got Lewis Brown, 1.76. Steve Menzies, 3.83. Steve Matai, 1.96. Bottom row, Ted.
Phil Blake retired in 1997, just quite there.
So
it would have been 100.
that's probably why his name didn't pop up, I'm guessing.
3+ clubs, Roosters. I'll give you $10 if you can have a guess who I picked here. Carl, my favourite. So every time, Daniel Mortimer,
Oh,
1.09. 50+ career tries, Roosters, Sam Perrott, 2.52. And last one, Rooster, 150 games, Unicorn, 0.59, Shane Rigon.
Oh, Jesus creepers.
Rigon, what a player. All right. I had played for 3 clubs. He's played for plenty more. Paul Momirovski, 0.78.
Love
50,
that.
Yep. 50+ career tries. Fan favourite. Shannon Hegarty, Brain, 1.25. And the last one, played 150 games. Aiden Guerra, 1.51.
David Kidwell, 1.06.
Nice.
Todd Byrne, 0.71 Unicorn. Mark Minicello, 1.43.
Are we witnessing history here? Is this going to be the first
so.
Hawaii victory?
Not a victor, but
he might get
I
me.
am so happy.
He's hiding his screen so
Yeah.
I can't see, so I assume he's beaten me. Willie Mason, 2.35. Sam Perrott, 2.52. And Toddy Carney, 1.02. Totals, Ted.
12.4.
Oh,
Blake.
tied, Teddy, 12.4.
Yes. And we
What, both of
got
them?
Hawaii on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14. Oh, I cannot do better.
17.3.
Oh,
Carl, you just got beat by Hawaii.
Oh, I'm well aware of that, Teddy. I'm well aware. Thank you.
And plus
No, let's move on.
at the line, me plus 24 and a half.
124 and a half.
Bang. Bang.
Paul plus a red square. Okay. Time for everyone's favourite segment that's not NRL Grid. And that's Paul Mawati's Hunch of the Week. 1 from 1 last week, Paul.
Yeah, well, as I say,
half of one, Carl.
Half of one.
but
They played on Monday, not
you
Sunday.
got the game right. You got the day wrong.
when the bulldog grins, the hunch
Mawati
wins.
wins. So nice.
All right. Okay. This one, and I hope I've interpreted this one because there is no way I was going to take this bet this weekend. Hunch this time. Down the pub with a couple of mates. One of them's in the pokies. It's my round, so I walk in to drop his beer off. Just as I walk in, he gets the feature, and it's a tiger feature. And ding, 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 ding. The money just flies and it just jackpot, boom, 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 boom. And it's so My hunch this weekend is the Tigers.
Oh, love
Tigers
you,
to beat the Titans.
love you, Paulie.
That I was not going to take this, but the hunch, when the hunch comes up, you got to take your hunch. Tigers, and they're at Leichhardt, so I guess that's a wee bit of a positive. I love them when they're back at their suburban sort of heartland there. But I would never have taken this bet if it hadn't been for this hunch. The Tigers.
It's up there with Sealy's
Oh.
Panther.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a.
All right. Tigers, $2.25. That is a pretty good segue, Paul. We'll head into this week's preview. What game, Teddy, would you like to call out?
Going forward, why don't we go to Paul's Hunch of the Week game, and we'll talk Tigers Titans.
Oh, no.
Tell him why he's wrong.
No, I'm with Paul. They are my best of the week this week, the Tigers. I am
What?
absolutely all in on the Tigers this week. Teams off being absolutely humiliated have a tremendous record bouncing back. Teams are conceding 56 plus, 32 and 12 against the spread. Home dogs are conceding 50 plus, cover at 76%. Tigers 5-1 against the number in the situation. Underdogs and 2 bottom 9 teams play, cover at 60%. Tigers 12 and 4 against the spread of conceding 50 plus, cover the last 2 at Leichhardt, covered 5 of 6 as an underdog at Leichhardt. I think the Titans were very, very poor last week. Tigers were obviously dreadful though, absolutely embarrassing. But they get Aiden Caesar back this week. I think he's a huge, huge, huge in for them. I like the Tigers. I'm with Paul on this one. I'm not declaring the Tigers because I never be that stupid, but I am as close to declaring them as I ever will get. Chips and Tigers.
Wow. Got me goosebumps.
Wow, I saw a big smile on Blake's face. He looked very happy.
I just never get this love from you guys, you know, and it's going to be our third straight wooden spoon. But to get a win at the ninth wonder of the world, Leichhardt, it's going to be something special. So I hope, you know, the fans will be out there, as I know they will, and I hope you fellas are right. I hope that hunch hits 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I must say, when I did look at this game, it was kind of like steer clear. But
Yeah.
As much as I've backed the Titans the last few weeks as underdogs, and they've performed really well, when you see the Titans as favourites, it doesn't give me any good feels.
What was the betting that we would spend? Oh, we haven't discussed any other game. We'd spend 6 minutes discussing the Tigers v Titans before any of yours got mentioned.
When the tiger roars, the bank balance soars.
Oh gosh. All right. Blake, which game would you like to pull out?
The Seagulls and the Dragons. I don't know if you got anything around this, Ted. Seagulls, Dragons. I'm leaning towards the Seagulls. I just think with this game this week, the Eagles were good last week against the understrength Penrith team, but I think the form that DCE is in, I think it's, he will go down as one of the greats. He looks like he's still got another 4 or 5 in him years. And back at home, 4 Pines, I know they lost to the Raiders there this year, but I don't think they've lost any other games. They could be without Hamoli Alaquatu, who went off with injury. But I just think the Dragons, yes, they're winning games, but I still don't buy into it. I am not buying into it. I'm not jumping on them, doing anything. They're in the 8 at the moment. They will not finish there. And I think the Eagles put a massacre on the Dragons this Sunday.
Did they have they got their 2 wins for the year?
I think they've got more wins than they had the last 3 years this year. I don't know. They've won quite a lot.
Teddy, what do the stats say?
Yeah, I'm on the Dragons. I'm on the Dragons. I didn't want to come in overriding the good feels that we've had this episode, but to me, teams off scoring, big number go well as well. And dogs off scoring 56 plus, they cover 73% since 2008. 6.5 plus dogs off scoring 50 plus the last 4 years, 9 and 3 against the spread. Dragons have covered 38 of 59 years old. I agree. I think Manly are a much, much better team. And they're very good at Brookvale as well. So it's not Tigers' confidence here. They've covered 8 in their 31 at Brookvale, but Manly covered only 6 of 18 off conceding 32 plus. Kind of feel this is one of those games that Manly maybe takes a bit easy. A bit like the last time they played the Dragons, that they're good players. They've been up for Origin. They were obviously up for that Panthers game. I thought they were very, very good for a team that in 32 and got beat the other day. I didn't think they did a lot wrong. They pretty much just got steamrolled by Graham Toll. That was the only real difference in that game. But yeah, I'm gonna keep riding the Dragons. They've been very good to me this year, and I'll be sticking with that with them.
What, to win or just with the plus?
Just with the plus.
I was having a look at Seagulls, are 7.5 point favourites. I was having a look. They've played 22 times since 2009. Manly have only had, this will be their 7th home game in that stretch. Not that, you can't read too much into that, but they've won 5 from 6 of those. 5 of those 6 they've had so far at home against the Dragons. Home team has a very good record in this head-to-head.
This is their first meeting at Brookvale since 2019.
Tough place to play. Different grass.
What do you like in that game, Paul?
Are you asking me to talk about my game or?
No. I'm just asking what you like. Do you like anything in that game, or who are you going to tip?
I think Manly are the better team, but it's not a game that I'm going to be getting overly involved with.
Which game are you going to be getting overly involved with there?
Funnily enough, it's the Warriors and the Storm.
Yee-hoo!
I was surprised that the Wars opened up as underdogs at home.
Were you really?
Yes.
I was. But this is, we just discussed earlier in the podcast, the engine room is basically good to go. And we're just waiting for a few more pieces. SJ might be back, might not, but the halves have been working well, but it'd be nice to see him back anyway. Remember earlier on in the season, they were in Melbourne, but for a couple of really, really unlucky breaks for the Wars, they come out of Melbourne with 2 points. They're very, very unlucky there. So they've got the engine room sorted now. The Storm arrive. No Pappenhausen, probably. Well, no, he's still out another week. No Munster, no Pizzette. They're a very, very good team, the Storm. I think the Wars can actually put one on them here. At home, I think against a Storm team that is under strength and a Warriors team that is on the rise. And I don't think the bookies have quite adjusted their lines to reflect that at the moment. Teddy, tell us why the Storm are going to win.
No,
you're the. Sorry, go on.
Can I? I'm just looking at. I think if my numbers are right, this is the shortest the Warriors have been in 15 games against the Storm, and they have lost 15 straight. And even in that game, they were around $1.90, around that $2 mark, and they were still outsiders.
Was this did this used to be the Anzac
Yes.
game, like for a number of years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
All right, go Teddy.
well, Paul's that guy at the roulette wheel when it comes up 15 reds in a row wants to take the black because it's quote unquote due. I'm not sure it is. Warriors have absolutely been improved and are a good side, but I think the betting this one is absolutely ridiculous. Melbourne won 15 straight. They're top of the table. And they've really never done. Pappenhausen could be back this week. There's absolutely no certainty Pappenhausen is out. Bellamy said probably next week, but chance this week. The Warriors, they've covered just 2 of their last 9 at Mount Smart. 3 of their last 9 at Mount Smart off a win. 6 of the last 8 off a double-digit win. Storm, 25-40 against the spread against teams outside the top 8. But to me, when their attack fires, they fire. 16-9 against the spread of scoring 36+. It's not one of my most confident players, but at the betting, I don't see any other way but to bet the Storm on this one.
Yeah, look, I'm going.
What's that, Blake?
I just said I'm going to go on form and not look too much into the stats. I know you know you have your Omen teams and the bogeys and things like that, and look, the stats will always lead to the Storm when they've been so dominant on the big stage on Anzac Day. But I think if they're ever ready to be got, it's this weekend. You mentioned some key outs, Paul, and I just think with the Warriors there, I think you get Sean and Roger back as well, who I'm pretty sure will be named today. So, look, I just think with the crowd, it'll be rocking because this is one of the games where, you know, you get everyone out there, this game. I just think the Warriors are bringing home. Not saying they're going to put a big margin on. I don't think any of that. It could come down to as little as a field goal. But even the fact that the Storm haven't impressed me that much this year, they've been winning games, but you can't tell me they looked impressive to beat tonight's team who scored 2 points a week before. Like the teams, they're winning games, but they're winning them at the end of games when they really shouldn't. If they played other teams who had been in those positions before, they probably don't win those games. But they're winning a lot at the moment on reputation and sticking in the moment. So I just think the Warriors get it done this weekend.
Teddy's out of guts, or he's left.
He's happy about that. Going off at the stats.
I agree with you, Blake. I think the Storm, while they're top of the table, hang on, we've just got to let old mate back in the building here.
There he is. He's back. Yeah.
Sorry.
Didn't want to hear it, eh?
Didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Teddy, I agree with Blake. Oh, he's gone again.
Gone again.
He doesn't like us. He doesn't like us agreeing with Blake.
I'm back.
He's back. I was just saying, I agree with Blake. While the Storm are top of the table, doesn't feel like they've been playing that, you know, traditional Storm football that we've known for the last 10, 12, 15 years. You look at, you go through the season, sort of the defense is a lot more leaky than what it has been in the past. Like you say, Blake, to let up 28 points from a Knights team that could only score 2 the week prior. My crowd, Warriors at home on a roll. If I can have a hunch of the week, Wars this week, hunch of the week for me, big time. So
yeah, love it. Yep, big time.
Nice. You know, the games we want to talk about. Bunnies, just quickly, Bunnies Broncos. Bunnies 240, Broncos 57. Broncos won 4 of the last 5. And they've split the last 10, 5 apiece. Keen to hear what the stats say, Teddy, because I feel like this is a game the Broncos probably don't want to play.
No, I disagree. I think them losing last week, this is exactly where the Broncos want to be right now. As good as South have been at their top level with the good players, if Brisbane have switched on with all their origin players back, I think they'll run in a number on South. South scores 1 of 10. The South numbers are kind of irrelevant now because they were so bad for so long that they've got a pretty ordinary record. But no, the Broncos have covered 8 of their last 10 in the state. They're very good as a big interstate favourite. They bounced back well off a loss. They've covered 17 out of 27 off a double-digit loss. I'm very keen on South moving up the ladder over the next kind of month or two, but I don't think this is the game for them. The Broncos this week.
Yep. I think Murray might be a inclusion this week, so I think that's a massive boost. Personally, I'd keep Keon Kolamatangi in the middle, and I'd put Murray on an edge to protect possibly a Cody Walker. I think that's how they should go. Do they do that? Probably not, but I think Keon's been exceptional in the middle there, and I just think the Bunnies are rolling at the moment. I know it's only a small sample size, but I love what everyone screamed out for the start of the year. Walker and White in the halves finally come to fruition, and they are starting to deliver. So for me, I thought and the Queensland players, when they've been playing club, have not been very good at all. You look at the Cowboys, how bad they've been playing. Cobbo got bathed on the weekend by Katoa and a couple of others. So they're not playing that good in their club scene. So I think the Bunnies can get them this week.
Broncos have lost 3 of their last 5 as well, and they only just got past Manly. What do you think?
I like the Bunnies plus the points. But there's enough there. They're improving. They're still not at their peak, and they've got a wee way to go. But they're starting to get healthy again. And I think the change in the coaching ranks is sort of, it's how I think the players are more together now. I think there was, before, it looked like there were a couple of warring, or they weren't all on the same page. They now seem to be getting on the same page.
All right, let's get to some betting and keep within our time frames this week. $100 each to bet on whatever you like. Haven't heard from Surly. I'll check my phone in just a second.
Mate, you can't give him another 200. He should be stripped.
He's throwing it away
to put
anyway.
on something.
He's throwing it away anyway. Teddy, why don't you kick us off?
I'm going to go pretty simple this week. I'm going to go 50 on the Tigers plus 2.5. I'm going to go with 30 on the Dragons plus 7.5. I'm going to go 20 on the double.
Okay. Blake.
I'm going to go just 2 this week. $80 on the Sharks, Panthers, and Manly head to head. I think should do the job. And a hunch from me that, I saw some, I won't give too much away because we'll do something, but I saw a mate here from South Sydney. So like you, Paul, I've got a hunch this week and I've gone back to the well. I've gone to AJ, Bunnies 1 to 12 into AJ. Same game multi, 20 on.
You want to go?
2 bets. First bet, a double. Tigers into the Wars, $50. Easy peasy. Both head to head. Done. Second bet, try bingo. Sunday games.
Oh, God,
1
here
to
we go
7.
again.
$50 on. It's not up yet, but I'm sure the boys will get out there. The 2 Sunday games, Sea Eagles Dragons, Knights Panthers. 1 to 7, Sunday. $50 on.
All right. I am going to go, I'm scrambling. I'm going to go Warriors 1 to 12, 75 on. And then I'm going to go.
Oh, he's protecting his lead and he's just blocking out the last over.
No, not at all.
It's creepers.
And then I'm going to go.
Blocking out like Danny Morrison if he's having on the Warriors.
Glenn McGrath.
And then I'm going to go a 3-leg head-to-head multi, South Sydney into the Roosters into Manly. The remaining 25 on that. And nothing from our mate Ben Seal. To be fair, I don't know if I told him we're recording today, so he'll probably hear this and send me his tips after the fact.
Yeah. Don't forget, there's a 3 or more leg same game multi bonus cashback if one leg fails, up to $50. That's Thursday to Sunday for NRL, 1 per day. Just check out all the T's and C's at the TAB website. And of course, we've got the mega multi, the oval ball mega multi. Once again, check out all the T's and C's there because we've got different rules for the bigger the multi you take.
Beautiful. Teddy, thank you very much yet again.
Great fun as always, guys. Look forward to it.
Blake, you too. Did well today, mate.
Thanks, mate. Hopefully you win this week. Can we get Paul's Tigers sexy voice growl to growl us out?
That's us.
if you thought we were getting fired for the earlier comment, Carl, that's absolutely put the cherry on top and made an absolute morale of it.
And we're done.